Okay, well, time to press everything. Shades live outside the realm of those who dwell within Labyrinthia. To them I am known as the Great Witch. Great Witch? Yes, that's right. However, I'm not Bizella. Mistress of those who dwell in the Great Eldritch Woods is dubbed the Great Witch. Even if I wanted to be Bizella, I couldn't. As the ever so charming Inquisitor stated earlier, I cannot use magic. Miss Darklaw, I have one question. What do you mean by live outside the realm? I mean just that, Inquisitor. We truly do live in a realm separate from this town. Now surely one as intelligent as yourself has worked out the answer by now, no? Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. Who are you to say? Regardless, it's something we cannot discuss with anyone, but it is something that the defense should be able to prove. That's a challenge! By the way, Miss Darklaw, you should not actually a witch. Why do you continue to be called that? To answer that, I must first discuss the true identity of the Shades. Which brings us on to point 2. Those that are put to the flames in the witch trials become Shades who live their lives in the woods. So you're saying that the Kira here right now is a Shade version of the Kira from before? Indeed. The girl has no recollection of her life prior to living in those woods. What manner of witchery is this? Why? This girl, Kira the Flower Seller, was castrated in the flames before our very eyes. That's right, Your Honour, but as you can see, she did die. There's actually a trick to the incineration device in the Witch's Cult. Finally, we're actually going to mention it. Holy crap. Once the verdict has been delivered, the court attendants move the steel cage into position after which it seals shut. We made Luke go in there. It was funny. Then, the cage is dropped down into a pit of fire. The bottom of the cage then opens, allowing the witch inside to escape unharmed into an underground passage. If what you're saying is true, Defender, then what of this town's witch-purging history? What has been the purpose of all of this? You and the Knights have indeed been ridding Labyrinthia of witches. However, nary a single life has been taken in the process. That is a reality. See? We were burning people alive, but we weren't killing them. We just thought we were killing them.
You cannot truly expect me to believe such a ridiculous notion.
Your Honour, it's true! Who's saying this? Maya! Maya, dang it! Oh, I realised just before... oh, Maya, you're stupid.
Oh, it's you!
I am May!
I am May!
Well, it's actually Maya Fate, your forgetfulness. What the heck are you doing? Everyone's gonna recognise you. Yeah, but seeing's believing, Nick. No, they have to believe you. Oh dear God. See, we've just helped her. Ugh, I don't know, whatever. All those found guilty in the witch trials lose their names, magic, and memory. They are then sent to spend their lives as Shades in the Eldritch Woods. And the mistress of those Shades is the Great Witch. Maya, on the other hand, did not actually lose her memory. She's the exception, let's say. As you can see, this girl has become a Shade.
I have no more words to express my utter disbelief in this situation. I can't even.
That's enough. She returns the testimony. No one's questioning why Maya's not lost her memory. Then, not a single person is questioning that. All right, well, that's fine. I'm perfectly happy about that one. At least Maya can take off her helmet now. The exists current task given to us by our mistress, the Great Witch herself.
Hold it!
And what tasks would these be? I was told to come here and become Bizella.
Wait just a moment, Witness. Did you just say become Bizella? My, how absolutely dreadful. Why would anyone be given such a terrible task?
Okay, I have a new theory. I have a new overriding theory for this game. Yeah, I have a new overriding theory for this game. Where have these Shades come from?
Order! Order!
I'm sorry, I don't know why I was given such a task. All I can do is follow the orders I'm given. If I can do that, then I can return.
What do you mean you can return?
Such is the nature of the shades. Neither human nor witch, theirs an existence spent in the shadows. Each of these shades is given specific tasks. Then, upon successfully completing such tasks, they are allowed to return to Labyrinthia as brand new people. Oh, isn't that nice?
But Lady Darklaw, how can they return as brand new citizens? And we already know who they were. For instance, we all recognise the former flower seller standing before us.
Now that, my lord, remains a secret. Oh, God, what? Okay, never mind. Never mind, I don't have a clue what's going on here. The one who gives us our task is the Great Witch. That would be you, Lady Darklaw. I mean, oh, Magnificent One.
Well, this explanation is wrought with much I cannot comprehend. I request the witnesses and their testimony.
Okay, I will. Why not? Lady Darklaw was our venerable mistress. She assigned us our tasks. She was the Great Witch. Was the Great Witch? Okay. Give us some examples. A shade's task must never be discussed with others, no matter what. She said that even though she just finished telling us all about a secret task. Incidentally, do you perhaps remember when you arrived back in town to carry out your orders? Well, not really. My memory's still a little fuzzy. Say, didn't Kira only just recently become one of those shade thingies? Still, I failed in my test tonight. Come to think of it, when Luke and I had our little run-in with Kira, I remember being blown clear across the marketplace. But I never saw any explosives or gunpowder. Huh, maybe. Kira was given the task of blowing you to smithereens, Nick. She says with a smile. And we are done. I'm sure something here that doesn't add up. But I don't know what that would be. I am not a witch, nor am I a wandering spirit.
Hold it!
You really don't have any recollection of your old flowers-telling self, do you? I don't. When a witch becomes a shade, they lose all memory of their past life. They lose their memories, but why? And yet you still have some grasp of the concepts of magic, do you not, witness? Also, Maya! Maya? You remember Maya? Let's put it out for you. Magic does not exist in the Eldritch Woods. Oh, but there are actually lots of things back in this forest that I have not seen in this town. There are things you haven't seen here. Like really huge machines, that sort of thing. There's one that spits out fire with such amazing speed, and then expels these huge plumes of grey smoke.
A machine that spits fire? And some of these machines of which you're speaking are not simply magic.
Now that you mention it, I don't think anyone from this town can actually see those from this forest. They can't see you? You're standing right there! I'm pretty sure if we were, like, cross-examining thin air, people would have noticed. Then again, we have cross-examined the parrot, so maybe people are like, it's just Phoenix, you know.
How can such a thing even be possible without magic?
Objection.
Miss Darklaw, if I may interrupt for just a moment. I was really hoping that Layton would object then, actually. Because we're at the end of the testimony now. What is it, Inquisitor Layton? Through your testimony just now, we have all come to understand the process of how one becomes a shade. However, I was hoping you could perhaps elaborate on one additional point. Namely, what exactly is the purpose behind the shades? Oh, right! So your question is somehow relevant to this case, but my question before, about Darklaw carrying the defendants to the crime scene, no, that wasn't relevant at all. I'm still angry about that. If you wish to know our purpose, there are certain other things you must first understand. Once you've done that, the answer should be quite clear. Is that right, Defender? She's just playing us off each other. Rest assured, you will not get the answer from me. As our saying goes, the witch is in your court, Defender. Sounds like Darklaw's challenging me to figure this one out. Challenge accepted. Oh god, I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. Pendant, footprint sketch, Vigilante's report, bell tower plan, contraption, invisible rope, case outline, none of that. None of that's important. I don't think. Nope, I have no idea. Not a witch, nor my wandering spirits. There is but one true purpose for the shades that dwell within the Eldritch Woods. Oh wait, that's another piece of testimony, right?
Hold it!
Is this new? What is the purpose of the shades? Well then, since Dark Lord's unable to tell us herself, it seems we must rely on evidence instead. I do believe the shades could have something to do with that which exists in this town but ought not to. Something that exists but shouldn't. The bell tower, maybe? Oh, something that exists in this town but shouldn't. Layton, Wright, Luke, Maya, bell tower. There's a whole list at this point. Darklaw, Kira, a speller probably. I don't know. The storyteller, because he's still alive apparently. That doesn't exactly narrow anything down. Oh, I'm a scrub. Keep going. Yep. I have to present evidence at this point, but I don't have a clue what I'm going to present. Let's just see. I was born ready, Your Honour. Something exists in this town but shouldn't. I think I know what you're getting at, Professor. No, it could be literally anything. The purpose of the shades could be to make sure this particular thing exists. Nothing! Okay, it's Grand Grimoire. Ignaz, Demir, Goldor, Gramware? Wait, Gramware maybe? Okay, it's a spell that exists but shouldn't exist. It must be Gramworm, right? That's the only thing even remotely related to the current case. The purpose of the shades could be to make sure this particular thing exists in Labyrinthia. Okay, summon the dragon. The wording is weird.
Take that!
And I mean weird with a capital W. I have a feeling no one is going to like the answer I'm about to give, and he'll probably end up chasing this countdown to its core. But I've got to tell him, the truth has to come out. Since I arrived here in Labyrinthia, there's been no shortage of really strange events. Ignaz, Demir, Godor, Goldor, and now Granworm. The mere command of magic is in itself a crime, is it not? In this town, witches are arrested and made to participate in witch trials. They are then sentenced to death by fire. But none of those witches actually died. That supposed death by fire wasn't real. And neither is magic. It doesn't really exist. Oh, so maybe I could have presented any of the magic spells. The Eldritch Wood apparently contains some rather large machines, unlike anything that exists within Labyrinthia. Machines that emit fire and produce large plumes of smoke. To top it all off, the citizens of Labyrinthia are not able to see said machines.
It sounds like nothing more than magic!
Yes, that's exactly it, Your Honour. Miss Darklaw. Magic doesn't really exist in this town, that's the answer, isn't it?
Magic does not. What are the nonsense?
Is this going to be the big reveal? Are we going to have a Layton styled story twist? Oh, I do love these things. It seems we have finally arrived at the stunning conclusion. The secret behind Labyrinthia. There is no god of magic.
What? Order, I say! What is the meaning of this?
All of the magic you've seen in this town was nothing more than an illusion created and put into motion by the shades.
We've clearly seen them use magic!
Let us take a moment to think carefully about the systems employed by the Shades.
Systems?
What is essential in order for Witch to use magic? The Talia Magica, right? Witch must possess a Talia Magica and must say an incantation in order to cast a spell. And the spell is able to be cast are determined by the Scepter's magic gems. Now, what do you think is the purpose of placing such requirements on the use of magic? For balance purposes, obviously. It would be OP if you didn't have to have one. These requirements are not there to allow the user to cast magic. Rather, the reality is there to inform the Shade of who should be using magic. What? It is possible that witches were always being closely observed by Shades. That's why they donned these robes, to appear hidden until they were needed to create magic.
Create!
Indeed, there are all kinds of spells in this tome. It would be quite troublesome if they were simply allowed to use any spell at will. It will make the Shade's job that much more difficult for sure. Precisely so, that is why it was imperative that a certain restriction be placed on the use of magic. Yeah, see, it's balance reasons, right?
No wonder this episode cannot contain only 2 magic gems.
Then there's the incantation. What would happen if a witch could simply whisper the incantation quietly to herself? Or not even say it at all? Boy, that'd be so cool. I'd be casting spells all day long, and no one would ever see it coming. Maybe you should shut up, Maya. Just maybe. If the witch didn't give some sort of signal, then there would be no way for the Shades to know when to cast the spell. Write your arms to Wright. The incantation were a way of telling the Shades when the witch was ready to use magic.
What on earth? I didn't think those requirements could have a purpose.
Okay. Now let's think back to the previous events leading up to today that have involved magic. Flashback! Our first engagement with magic was the use of the spell Ignase a few nights ago! Oh my god, this actually has taken place over like a couple of nights. That is shocking! A spell like this was nothing more than the flames spewed from a machine being used by the Shades.
That means Demir!
A spell that makes the cast and disappear, no doubt about it, it must have been this robe. Yeah, because an invisibility machine and an invisibility robe is totally more sensible. What? Next is Instant with Goldor, the spell that transmutes me into a gold statue. While I understand this might sound a bit absurd, I can only surmise that the Shades created a gold statue of my image, took me and left it in my place. The instant the incantation was uttered. So they're basically stagehands. They are basically stagehands. Yeah, okay, I'll go along with that, you know? We can therefore conclude that all of the magic in Labyrinthia was created in a similar vein. What do you say to that, Miss Darklaw? Ellipses? The ellipses are part of the stagehands! I expect nothing less from you, Inquisitor Layton. At any given time, there were between 5 and 10 witches in town. All of the witches were accompanied by Shades at all times. It was easier you would think. You see, the Shades live in the Eldritch Woods and total in the hundreds. It was simply a matter of having each of the Shades operating shifts in order to watch over each of the witches in the town. This is stupid! I'm sorry, I'm going to say that outright. This is stupid.
I must say, Lady Darklaw, there's quite a number of Shades.
It was none of those that fell victim to those flames that were turned into Shades, but their victims too were made permanent residents of the Eldritch Woods. Then, those 2 shady thieves from before were turned into Shades? Ah yes, robs and mugs. Despite their due experience, those 2 are a couple of my best Shades. Shady thieves turned into Shades.
I cannot believe what I've heard!
That's because it's completely and totally and utterly ridiculous. However, there is still one thing I do not understand just yet. And what would that be? As has just been explained, we've established there is no possibility of magic being real. But replacing it with gold statues to give the illusion of transmutation, for example. Well, that sounds simple enough. I myself, and presumably also Miss Faye, have no recollection of this replacement actually taking place. Hey, that's right! The Professor got all blingy... The Professor got all blingy before I can even... The Professor got all blingy. I really wish that had been in the story so far. The story so far! The Professor got all blingy. Wonderful. I'm not even going to comment on that anymore. It begs the question, how and when was that statue created? Let alone used to replace me. Well, clearly, the Shades were just carrying around gold statues of everybody in the town, just waiting for the spell Goldor to be used. Duh.
That is true!
The same goes for Godor. It's supposed to create a portal between two green-coloured walls. Perhaps that is exactly why the spell can only work on green walls, Mr. Wright. It's a green screen! Still, it'd be impossible for the Shades to get those portals ready so quickly. I agree, if we take a moment to think, we can see that all of the spells have one strange thing in common. Almost as if some time between the start and end of the incident was unaccounted for. So they have the ability, so like they can freeze time or something? Is there some kind of gas that like spews forth and everybody freezes?